Then fam, some of you may have seen recently that there was a community post, because I'm quite active with the community posts and I'm not sure all you get them. So basically I was talking about how I want to try and move things forward for the channel by being able to afford better stuff. Now there's a limit to what I could do with my job because I have a house, I have a kid, basically I'm a family man, I have responsibilities. Now I've been wary of the idea of ever running adverts on the channel if I could ever get to such a state, because although I am over 1k, my watch hours per year are yet not strong enough to support ads on the channel anyway. But even if I did, I've always been wary of doing such things because I don't want to be another person making you sit through adverts. Transversely, I've also been hesitant to enact Patreon. Yes, I have a Patreon account, but I've never truly done anything with it apart from set it up. Mostly just so I would have it, so no one else could ever set up a Patreon account in my name and try to take money from my subscribers pretending to be me. But I'm also well aware that some people see things as Patreon as e-begging, which leaves me in a tricky spot because I do want to try and get a little bit of revenue in so I can do more things for you guys. I want to do stuff like go to EGX, go to Gamescom, maybe even go to the States and like cover a PAX, or travel around the country a little bit and report on other places with other interesting arcades or interesting shops and stuff in the UK centered around gaming culture, because this is a gaming culture YouTube channel. And of course there's also the other factor is whatever I do, I am a bit scared of the tax man, to be blunt, because I know that if I make any kind of real money, then the tax man is going to go, excuse me, I want my slice, and you haven't declared that properly, now you're going to be in trouble with the law. And that petrifies me. It's like, I've always been a kind of guy, yeah, I'm a nutter, but I'm a nutter that paints inside the lines, because I never want to get in trouble with His Majesty's government, although I spit on that term, Majesty. I mean, it's like I've never been one for royalty, but that aside. But a lot of this was really brought into sharp focus for me yesterday, because yesterday was my 50th birthday. Yeah, 50 years of this. Walking about in this reality. And my wife and my kid, they both got me excellent presents that helped this channel out. Because basically, my kid got me a lavalier microphone set up for my phone. So it's like two mics, and they, by Wi-Fi, they connect to my phone, and that's awesome, which means I can do like in-person interviews and stuff, or when I'm going around convention centres, I can have a microphone attached to me to make whatever audio I'm doing when I'm like talking to camera much clearer, and cuts out more of the background noise, because then I'm not using the microphone on the actual phone and shouting at it. I can talk at a better level and not have as many plosives, so that's lovely. And then to go with that, for that type of thing, my wife got me this excellent like folding tripod stand. So it's like, this is like textured here, and I can hold it, and it extends and stands quite tall, and it's got like this little sensor here so that it can stand where it wants to be, and I can turn it that way, lock it back in position, and I can have it like that, and the sensor here that can track where I am, and if I move around it'd keep me center of frame. I mean, this is a lovely thing, and I want to get the most out of it. And of course, I've always loved doing outside stuff, and I will continue to do outside stuff. And now with this extends the repertoire of what I can do. Now the only thing holding me back is money. I mean, I was planning late last year to go to Gamescom this year, or even EGX. EGX would have probably been, I don't know which would have been more affordable, because it's weird, in this country as it currently stands, it's cheaper to take a flight to another city in the UK than it is to take a train. But even then, it's still crazy expensive. So then I was thinking about taking like Megabus, which is basically, for those of you outside of the UK, it's like a coach, but the sooner you book it, the cheaper it is, and a bunch of different companies feed their passengers onto Megabus. So it's kind of like a multi-bus company where you could just take your bus passengers and funnel them into that service. And I was thinking about that as an alternative to get me to conventions and stuff all around. Because there's like Glasgow Gamescom. That happens in other cities. It happens in like Blackpool, I think Birmingham, and a couple other places. And it'd be kind of interesting to film in these other places. And it'd be just wonderful to move around and get other perspectives and be in other cultures and film around with gaming in mind. So the only thing I can think of that might not get me in trouble with the tax man, won't cause you to have adverts, and won't cause me to split my content where the people that pay for it get all the stuff and the people that can't pay for it only get some of the stuff, or some of the stuff is at least they can't get. Because I don't like the idea of segmenting my community. So the only thing I can think of is maybe setting up something like a GoFundMe. Maybe a series of GoFundMes. So like a GoFundMe for a passport. And then once I've got the prices of things like air travel and tickets and accommodation, then different GoFundMes for those different things. So then people can go, fine, I'll help them in getting a passport. Fine, I'll help them in getting somewhere to stay. Obviously, I'll look for the cheapest accommodation I can find. Obviously, it would have to have Wi-Fi so I can upload the video. Fine, I'll help them get this bit of equipment, or fine, I'll help them get this. But small, achievable chunks, little goals where you'll have the receipts where this money will be allocated for this purpose and this purpose only. I'm not going to be out there living at large. I'm not going to be like, take your money and then, put it on a down payment to buy I don't know, some extravagance like a PlayStation 5 Pro that I technically don't need. I have a PlayStation 5. It works lovely jubbly. It does everything I need it to do. It plays the games. It helps me make these videos. It helps me edit the videos that I shoot when I'm outside. The only thing I can think of that might help me do that more so is having a PlayStation Portable and using the PlayStation Portable to then control my PlayStation 5 remotely to then edit the videos in Share Factory Studio so I can get them out to you guys. If indeed the PlayStation Portable could do that, and I'm pretty sure it could. It would mean, however, that I wouldn't be able to do, I don't think I could do the green screen work with the PlayStation Portable. I don't think it has a camera. If it does, then obviously tell me if I'm wrong or not. But these are all things I'm tossing around in my brain. And much like in the community post, I really, really, honestly, this isn't an engagement thing. I really need your opinions. I want to know what you guys think. Is this within the realms of acceptability to the Zen fam? Would you be alright with me setting up such a thing? Or should I go to one of the other two models that I spoke of previously? Would a Patreon be alright? Would ads be alright if I can ever get to that point? Would GoFundMe or some other thing, would that be right? Would it be better using the Buy Me Coffee app type thing, where I could take that money, then put it away, and then get the stuff? I really, really, really want your contributions on this discussion, ZenFam, because this is your channel, this is your space. I just happen to be the bloke in the middle. I started this channel because I wanted to share my love of gaming and my knowledge of gaming with all of you. And the last thing I ever want to be is one of those guys that comes online and just tries to make money out of people for making money's sake. Because as far as I'm concerned, I think that would kill the very spirit of this channel, and that's totally not what I want. I want to just make the best content I possibly can, and to make a greater range of content, I'm going to need to seek funding. It seems to, as far as I can tell, the only thing that's going to really help grow this channel. And to grow this channel, to make better content, to make better content to grow this channel, it's a cycle. Because as good as the content is right now, and I believe I make decent stuff, I think that to a certain degree, aside from a few tweaks here and there as the years go on, because I ain't stopping, I've largely plateaued with the equipment I have and the resources at present. Yes, I can always find better things to do, and I can always make the lighting better and the sound better. And I'm sure I will. Slowly catch a monkey. I mean, there was a time when I didn't have a ring light. There was a time when I didn't have this green screen. There was a time when the green screen was hanging on a piece of wood onto notice board pins on the door, on the hall door and the kitchen door. If you go back to the really old videos, you'll actually see the wall behind me that had like my kid's art on it and stuff, and my old certification of black belt from Kutsu 1, the martial art I used to study. Because I used to balance my old Sony Xperia SP on top of my telly. That's how I used to do this. I never even used to use the... It was before I even figured out that I could make videos on my PlayStation 4 and shoot those videos and put them out. Then obviously on PlayStation 5, and then hopefully another 3-4 years down the line, I'll be able to do that on PlayStation 6 if PlayStation 6 has a camera and such and such. So it's all up in the air, it's all for plays, it's all for grabs, and it's all in interest of you guys. Because you guys out there are the ones that watch the content. It's you guys out there that subscribe that got me to 1,000 subscribers and beyond. It's you guys out there that will help push me to 1.5, to 2K, to wherever I end up. It's you guys that basically make YouTube. YouTube, as Generation Pixel likes to say, is the interaction between you and me, the YouTuber and the audience. And I want to do everything I can to make this content as awesome as I possibly can. So please, typey down below. Really honestly let ZenBloke know. And hashtag support Scottish YouTubers, and of course as always, aye, nae bother.